Hello and welcome to Heart with Abagaba, the podcast where we celebrate the love, laughter, and little moments that make families shine. Whether you're a parent, grandparent, educator, or simply someone who believes in the magic of childhood, this is your place. Every week, we share real stories, inspiring voices, and joyful conversations that warm the heart and lift the spirit. So grab a cozy seat. It's time to go to Heart. Stop Smart sponsors Heart to Heart with Abagaba, your one-stop destination for staffing and non-medical concierge services for adults, teens, and children. For more information, visit www.staff-smart.org or call 480-875-6871. Welcome to Heart with Abagaba, where we share stories and strategies that empower families to grow, thrive, and live with intention. I'm your host, Abby Dominguez. Today's guest brings a unique kind of wisdom to the table, financial freedom with a legacy mindset. She helps families break free from debt, pay off their homes as little as 5 to 7 years without increasing income or cutting back on what they love, and shows them how to build wealth while they sleep. Her approach is practical, proven, and rooted in a desire to help people create lives marked by hope, freedom, and lasting impact. If you're ready to shift your money mindset and open new doors to your family's future, this episode is for you. Please join me in welcoming Ann Pells.
Hi, everyone. So fun. Thank you, Abby. To
Oh,
be here.
you're so welcome. And I'm reaching to you from Mesa, Arizona. Please tell our listeners where we are connecting from and add a short bio.
We are in Utah, about 2 hours south of Salt Lake, a little tiny town. And about 5 years ago, we connected with a team that I love. They helped us to pay our house off by $200,000 in 2 years. And I thought, oh my word, now I can do all the things that I was hoping to do to buy businesses and other investments that don't take a lot of my time, like an hour a week, and they make 10,000 a month for our family. I think that's pretty meaningful income. So on our lifegiverlegacy.com website, people can just take a look. They may not even want to use our teams, but those are two teams that'll be on that website where people can find out how to save hundreds of thousands of dollars on that darn house payment and at the same time create more income for their family without having to spend a lot of time on it. I feel like families right now are really crunched for time and money, and our journey started when my kids were really little. Like you mentioned, you have some little ones, and we did too. And all of a sudden, my husband's job was gone in a layoff, and we needed to find ways to have income coming in.
Yeah.
So I am grateful for that crazy part of my life that happened because it sent us on a journey to look for some solutions, and that's what I am really passionate about now. Like, oh, what if, and how can I find
Mm.
the resources and solutions that we need for our family? Those were my questions. Instead of thinking, oh, I can't do it, I don't know what to do. There's always someone out there. That's the one
Yes.
I would give for people is instead of saying I can't do it,
Uh-huh.
find out how you can and ask who's already doing what you want to have
Mm-hmm.
happening
Mm-hmm.
and let them help you.
Yes.
My teams
Yes.
or other people's teams, whatever you can find that will help you to get the result you need.
And
So
I am so grateful that you are here today. And I love Utah, by the way. I've been there a couple of times and hopefully it's been a while. So hopefully one day I will visit again.
good. Yes, anytime. That'd be
Yes.
fun.
I've been to Salt Lake City, Brigham City,
Good.
Provo. Anyway, I love Utah, just to say
That's wonderful. Good.
it.
And Arizona is our other home where we were when
Oh, you used to live in Arizona?
yes, we loved it. It was so nice year round.
Oh,
Perfect. So
wonderful. Okay. So, I want to ask you, how did you find funding to get the 10K a month done for you?
Actually, with that first phone call that helped us pay our house down so much, once you've paid that down, you can use that money over and over again with no closing costs at all. And we use that to help us buy more income producing assets. Like, yeah, I mean, sometimes people look at, oh, my house is paying down. Now I can go spend a lot of money and buy all these. And for
Yeah,
me, I just thought, no, we want to buy businesses and have them managed for us,
I
so I don't have
love
to spend
that.
time on it.
Yes.
But so that first 200,000 that we found in that 2 year time frame, I had never been able to do that before on a house, and I'm grateful for that team and how they showed me to make our house work for us instead of just
Right,
being
right.
another bill to pay
Oh
or
my goodness. Yeah,
the
for like
house
30
payment.
years. Yeah, yeah.
Mhm.
Oh my
Yeah,
goodness.
so then basically that paid off half of our house in 2 years, and we
In
could
two
use that
years.
money.
That's amazing.
All of that money could go back into buying real estate or businesses or other things that make money for us. And so
Mm.
then it just makes the house pay off that much faster. Does that make
Right,
sense?
right.
It's
It makes perfect sense to me.
you're bringing
Wow.
in more income to the household. You can pay the house
Hmm.
down and use
Hmm.
that money. I like recycling, I guess, for as far as
Recycling.
money
Yeah.
goes. Let's recycle it and not have to keep paying
Mm.
for it all the time. So,
Wow. So
yeah.
how does the 10K a month process work?
I have a team that's on our lifegiverlegacy.com website. You can connect right there on a little button, or at least get our free ebook. But they have done hundreds of companies. There, I don't know if you're aware or your listeners, but there are a ton of baby boomers that they're done. They want to retire. They own really great businesses that are already doing really well, have been for 20, 30 years, and it helps them. So our team goes to those sellers that are advertising their businesses for sale, and we just offer them an opportunity to sell to us or to our clients, people that are looking for that cash flow. And it's kind of a win-win. Like, there's a family that wants to have more income coming in, and we have a management team in place that helps us to find those companies and get them funded for us.
Hmm.
The previous owner gets paid the amount that they want, and we have a way to get that all managed so that I can still be grandma and mom. I know a lot of us are really passionate about helping people. I've seen so many good people all over the world, and, helping provide clean water,
Hmm.
medication, education,
Yeah.
healthcare, all kinds of things for families. And I feel like if we are able to show people how to bring more income into their life, then they have an opportunity to do that too. There's companies, charities that $20 provides education and safety for children that
Yeah.
are slave trafficking. They rescue
Yeah.
them, give them education. So those are some of the things that I felt like why we named our company Life Giver Legacy. We want to be sure that we're providing value to the people we buy the businesses from,
Hmm.
and also income for families so they can have an opportunity to do things that are important to them. If they really want to help families find better housing, if they really
Yes.
want to provide water and food, all those good things that we all want to do. And we're just trying to figure out a way to have more income coming in to do it.
That's just wonderful. Why did you go on this journey to find done for your income?
I tried lots of things. Since my kids were little, it's now been 25 years of looking for our teams and trying to find solutions. And I realized that some of the solutions that people do take 60, 80 hours a week, and it just was not a really good balance for our
Yeah.
family. If I'm always working and never sleeping or eating or
Hmm.
doing all the other things that are important. Um, and so I just really wanted to put everything as much as possible on autopilot, but
Yeah.
still be aware of what's happening. So once a week for an hour, I'll hop on with the management teams and make sure that the businesses are still doing well, or if they have any questions for me, how can we improve the marketing or hire a new employee or make something work better for that. business. And that's what I'd been looking for. It just took us 20 years to find it. So I'm really grateful when people don't have to take that long. You can just have 2 phone calls and at least get the information, see if it would
Right,
be helpful, right?
right.
Not everyone wants to do it, but I think we all can give ourselves that permission slip to just say,
Mhm.
I could at least have some phone calls and see if
Yeah,
it's something that would help
yeah,
me.
yeah. Wow, 20 years. What helped you to make it through the hurdles in your path to more money and more time?
I think it was just a really strong reason why we needed it. I did not do well when he got that pink slip and the job was gone all of a sudden. It
Yeah.
such a hard thing for us. And I just was determined on to not have that happen again,
Hmm.
but also to feel like we had options to give to our children who
Yeah.
are now at that stage. They're starting their families
Hmm.
and other people in their 20s and 30s are as well. And they're trying to figure out how to even pay for a house at all.
Oh my goodness, yeah.
Or um, and to have income coming in without having to have 4 or 5 jobs to pay for
Oh
everything.
my gosh, yes.
So I just could see both sides. If I didn't take this journey, I wouldn't be able to help our family, but also anyone else that we had a chance to share that with. And then knowing that there are kids out there that are frightened, they're in slavery or they don't have education and clean water and health care. And I thought, all right, $20, the cost of pizza
Hmm.
is life-changing for someone like that.
Oh yeah.
And one of our favorite charities is called charityontop.org. $1,000 house payment here is a life-saving heart surgery for them
Oh.
there in Africa. And, you know, what if I had a little bit of extra money coming in because our house is paying down so much better and not taking
Hmm.
30 years of interest. That's terrible.
Hmm. Hmm.
Or if I decide to purchase a business or something that brings in extra money for us, what if we could just share that with people? And I think I just wanted to, I'm only one person and I know that my teams are amazing and they help so many people, but what if I could find 10 other families to help that way, or
Hmm.
even more than 10 families? And now it's grown to several lots of families that we've been able to help, and that
Hmm.
they turn around and find something that they love to do that makes a
Hmm.
big difference in the world too. So, the things that are important
Yeah,
for them.
it makes a big difference. So what do
Yeah.
you do to find more time in the day?
I think that's the real secret of life, isn't it? But like, how can we balance our health and our money and our relationships with the same 24 hours of time that everyone has, right?
Mhm.
I wanted to find systems and teams that I could just put in place. I really like crock pots for cooking, for example, because I know if I just put the ingredients in, then it's ready for dinner and I don't even have
Right.
to think about it. And
Yeah.
I needed our money and time to work that way too. So those are two of my secrets. One is always have something good coming into your
Coming
mind.
in. Yeah. Hmm.
Spend time every day finding my friend calls it find 3 joyful things. And he said, what if
Mm.
everything about your day was joyful? While I'm on business calls and management teams with the businesses, what if that's joyful?
Hmm.
What if it's joyful to do the laundry and the dishes and all the other things that also need to be done? And I think that probably is the secret to is creating systems and teams, and just that it will automatically happen whether I'm there or not, and know and trust the people that are helping. Because I think we can all get so much more done in a day when we have people helping. What if
Oh yeah.
someone's really good at something and we let them do it instead of
Hmm. Hmm.
having me do it when it's not
Hmm.
my native skill?
Expertise. Yeah.
What if I'm really slow and not very good at it?
Hmm.
Always, I'm totally grateful when someone's better at and smarter and faster than I
Hmm.
am at something, and I can let them help me to do it and pay them well and have a great experience letting them
Yeah.
support their family too at the same
Mm-hmm.
time that they're
Mm-hmm.
creating more time for all of us. So,
Wonderful systems and teams. Wow, I
mhm.
really like that. So, what can I do to build income more safely and faster?
Yeah, those are my favorite. That's why we started working with that team 5 years ago to help our house pay off because I could pull that money back in and out whenever I needed it for an emergency.
Mhm,
Even if I never bought a business or did anything else with the way our house was paying down like that.
mhm.
I had a friend whose child got cancer, and because they had financed their home that way, that's part of how our team teaches people to do it. They weren't worried. She could take
Mhm.
the time to go and take care of her child and make sure they got the treatments. And
Right.
um, so that is the safer and faster for me is
Mhm,
having those two phone calls and just being
mhm,
like, wow, what if we could set our house on autopilot and have it pay off
mhm,
in 5 years?
mhm.
And what if we could have a team helping us find a company that'll bring in an extra 5, 10, 15,000 a month for us? And I didn't have to spend a lot of time on it, like while my kids are sleeping
Mhm,
or like while I'm doing other things because we have those teams and automation in
mhm.
our life now. So I definitely I'm grateful for
Yeah,
that because
yeah.
we've there's been other years where we were doing those 68-hour weeks and it was
Mhm,
was hard.
mhm. It was
Yeah.
hard. Yeah. How do I start with no money and no credit?
Get partners. We did. We started with no money and no credit.
Mhm,
And um, that was my biggest stumbling block. I was like, I don't know how to do it. I can't do it. I can't do it. And I told myself that for 10 years. And then I went back to a message that my grandpa told me when I was 15. And he
mhm.
said, Anne, can't is not in my dictionary.
Ooh,
And I
I love
said,
that.
of course it is. It's between B and D. Of course, it's right here. And he's like, no, I mean, instead of telling myself I can't do it because I don't have money, I don't have credit, I can't. I just tell myself, how can I? And I find someone that if I partnered with them, they could be helped and we could be helped at the same time. That is a win-win for people who partner. So that's my best is go ask questions, find out how to improve the credit, but in the meantime, find people who already have good credit and have money and let them join you on your journey and get help at the same time that you are. Like they probably want more time and more money as well. And if you can partner with them in a way that helps everybody to win, then it's really it's so fun, really
Yeah,
fun.
yeah. So thank you for sharing that. I can't is so defeating, and how can I is so empowering. So thank you for sharing that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That
So
was grandpa. It took me a while after I was 15 to be like, oh, you are so right, grandpa. Woo. You know?
thanks, Grandpa. So, how do I find money and time to get your results in the next 6 months?
You're asking beautiful questions. I love it. Start with those phone calls and think
Phone calls,
about
yeah. Mhm.
people that you already know. You never know. Like this morning, I talked with a person I hadn't even met yet. And I just said, I'm curious, what do you want? And
Mm,
he told me, and we were able to provide some ideas for him to have the help he needed. So even people you haven't met yet, you never know who you might already have in your phone or
mhm,
an old email from someone that you're like,
mhm,
oh, I'm curious if this would be helpful for you.
mhm,
And they might say, no, I'm not even interested at all. And that's totally fine. Let's
mhm,
find someone else that we can help. I think
mhm,
getting started in the next 6 months is totally doable, no
mhm,
matter where you're starting, because
mhm.
you're really looking for someone to help.
Yes, and you never know, like you said, for
Yeah.
now. Yeah.
And if you
So,
ask them what they need and you aren't worried and offended if they say, no, I'm not interested,
mhm.
but you just really want to help them, then it's all going to work out the way it needs to. So it'll be great.
Right, right. So, what happens when I make those two phone calls?
Oh, that's my favorite. I love it. Alex says it helps us get the businesses ready. and Sam helps me to figure out how to get the houses paid off faster. And some people choose to do one or the other, and some do
Mm-hmm.
both.
Mm-hmm.
Whatever seems to fit the best. But
Mm-hmm.
that is their job, that they answer questions
Mm-hmm.
and give you options without expecting anything. It's
Mm-hmm.
free. And they just look at where you're at on income and expenses, where you want to be, and let's create a little roadmap and a recipe to help you get there. And then you get to decide when you start cooking that little recipe up. Might be
Ooh.
a year from now, might be a few
Mm-hmm.
months from now, might be today or tomorrow or
Mm-hmm.
whenever it is, right? You get to
Mm-hmm.
decide when you start.
Oh, yeah.
So,
Okay.
yeah.
Thanks for that information. So, how do I know your 3 steps will work for me?
Uh, Head to the website and find out. There's so many people on there that it's already been working for. That was really important to me when we were looking. Like, let's find people who've already done it,
Mm-hmm.
ask them how it went,
Mm-hmm.
and ask lots of questions. So I don't think there's dumb questions.
Mm-hmm.
You can get so much help by just being open to the possibility that if somebody already had success with it,
Mm-hmm.
they could show you how to also have success wherever you're
Mm-hmm.
starting.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So yeah, head there. Also, don't be afraid to just be very vulnerable and say, I'm not sure that this could work. How can I know?
Mm.
And let them help you kind of
Yeah.
discover that and find out.
Yeah. Yeah. That's good information. So, speaking of websites, do you mind dropping your website for us so we'll know where to go?
Sure. Right. It's
Mm-hmm.
lifegiverlegacy.com
Mm-hmm.
and
Wonderful.
Anne at lifegiverlegacy.com if they have questions that I could help with too, or you
Right.
do.
Right. Right.
Glad to help.
And thanks. So, Anne, do you have any final thoughts for us?
Uh, I think people get in their own way. That word can't is
Mm-hmm.
poison.
Oh,
And
yeah.
when we are willing to flip that over and just say, how can I have that thing that I
Mm-hmm.
want? How can I have better relationships? How can I have better health? Instead
Mm-hmm.
of just being like, oh, I can't do it. I don't know how. I'm not good enough.
Mm-hmm.
That those things have stopped me more
Yeah.
than anything else. I think just that how grandpa was amazing. Little
Mm-hmm.
15-year-old on the couch trying to tell me.
Mm-hmm. I find the word so empowering. How can I? How can I?
How
And
can I?
then it makes
Mhm.
you almost like tap into what you can do
Yeah.
to eliminate the I can't and then step into the world of possibilities. And
Yeah.
that's
What if, or how can I?
mhm. So financial freedom isn't just about numbers, it's about possibilities. It's about creating space for peace, for purpose, and for legacy. And I want to thank you so very much for visiting with me today on Heart to Heart with Abagaba. Thank you so much for sharing your heart with us. This could resonate with so many of my listeners. And
Wonderful. Thank you for letting me come.
thank you and have a fantastic day.
Yeah, you too. So fun to be with you for a few minutes.
Oh, yes. And thank you, listeners, for turning to Heart with Abagaba. May today's episode inspire you to take one bold, wise step toward a more empowered future. Your story and your legacy are worth it. Aspire Behavior Health also sponsors Heart to Heart with Abagaba. They offer monitoring, counseling, medication, and personal care services in a beautiful residential setting. Contact AspireCBH at outlook.com or call 480-875-6871. Thank you for joining us for another heart to heart moment. I hope today's story touched your heart the way it touched mine. If this episode spoke to you, share it with someone you love. And don't forget to subscribe to this and our YouTube channel so you never miss a moment of connection, inspiration, and joy. The stories and insights shared on Heart to Heart with Abagaba are personal and based on lived experiences. While some of our guests may be licensed professionals in their fields, the content of this podcast should not be considered legal, medical, or mental health advice. For expert guidance, please consult a qualified professional directly. Until next time, take care of your heart, take care of each other, and keep celebrating the love that makes us family. Celebrate!